All right, so we've got the whole family here today to introduce this year's Woodworkers Fighting Cancer project. It's an elevated dog feeder, and these guys are really enjoying it. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to provide a free set of plans. All you need to do is build the project and send us photos by October 31st. If you send us a picture, we donate $5. Mateo will dance for you. And if you do a video and publish that, like on YouTube or whatever, that'll be worth $10. So the more people that build, the more money we get to donate to Cancer Research Institute. So it's going to be a big year, hopefully. We're glad you're going to be a part of it. And download the plans, get started on the build, and well, here's how I made it. The aprons and the legs are cut to rough size and milled up at the jointer and planer. If you don't have milling machines, you can always use pre-milled stock. If doing traditional mortise and tenon joints, be sure to add some length to your rails to account for the tenons. I'm using loose mortise and tenon joints, but just about any joinery will work here, including pocket screws, dowels, and even biscuits. They should all be strong enough for most dogs. With the joinery cut, we can dress up our parts. The legs get an inside taper on two faces. After the first cut, the off-cut piece is used to stabilize the leg for the second cut. Keep in mind that the tapers are so small you can even use a block plane to make them. The aprons get a nice little curve, which is drawn by bending an off-cut strip to the desired shape. The curve is then cut at the bandsaw. A jigsaw will work as an alternative. Smoothing is done using one of my favorite tools, a flexible sanding strip. Now all the parts are sanded to about 180 grit, and the edges get a nice 1/8 inch round over. Time for the glue up. A water-resistant glue might be necessary, depending on how messy the eater is. For the top, we'll glue up 2 boards into a panel. Once the glue dries, the panel is sanded and cut to size. To make the holes for the bowls, find the approximate center point of one bowl and transfer the marks to the other side for the second bowl. Using CA glue or double-stick tape in the bowl cutout areas, attach the top to a sacrificial piece of ply or MDF. Then use your butt for weight. A 3/8 inch hole at each center point will serve as the point of connection for our trammel arm. Trammel arms are pretty cool and very easy to make. With a 1/4 inch router bit, plunge a hole at one end of a piece of scrap stock. Measure the inner bowl diameter and divide by 2 to get the radius. Then transfer that measurement to the trammel arm board. A 3/8 hole is then drilled in that location, and a small piece of 3/8 dowel stock is glued into place so that it protrudes from the underside. With a router bit extended into the 1/4 inch hole, glue on some scrap blocks to help immobilize the router. The trammel arm is now complete. With the pin dropped into one of the holes, the arm can spin in a perfect circle of the exact diameter that we need. Now, I don't usually make a cut like this all at once. It's just a lot of pressure on the bit, and the groove tends to get caked with sawdust, so take it slow. Now, once the circle is released, it can become a hazard, so that's why we glued the top down before routing. Boom! 2 perfect circles. Now here's a cool option for dogs who like to run around the house with their empty bowl. Not naming names. Fill the inside rim of the bowl with a bed of epoxy, and drop in 4 rare earth magnets. Drill complementary holes in the top for 4 complementary magnets, also secured with epoxy. Now the bowls should be less likely to find their way into the living room, I hope. If you use water-based products, you should consider raising the grain before applying finish. A liberal coat of water is applied, and once it dries, the surface is sanded lightly with 220 grit. Because this feeder will live in the laundry room with an established color scheme, I'm painting the base with General Finishes black milk paint. 2 coats should do it. For the top, I'll use a mix of several stain colors. Let's just call it brown. I decided the color wasn't dark enough, so I darkened up the stain and then applied a second coat. Now for the top coat. Both the base and the top receive a few coats of a water-based poly. To help prevent the stand from sliding around, I'm adding some rubberized cork material to the legs using rubber cement. I got this stuff from my buddy Andy Klein, and it works great for things like vice faces and apparently dog feeder legs. Finally, I can drill for the figure 8 fasteners. These are clever little pieces of hardware that securely attach a top while still allowing the wood to move. Because wood does that. Now let's drop the bowls in and listen for a satisfying magnetic snap. Yeah, that's the stuff. As you can see, I decided to build two of these. We've got the taller dog version and the shorter dog version. And I thought I'd have some fun with this because I've got one little dog and one bigger dog. I tried to make a little elevated stand. So if you want to have a little riser there, if you have a mixed dog situation like this, this just might work for you. And this is really nothing more than a big solid chunk of material with more magnets in it. So ultimately, I'm really happy with the way these turned out. I know the dogs are absolutely going to love them. Now, if you want to build along, remember you can go to woodworkersfightingcancer.com to get all the information. You can also find out about our auctions there. We have lots of great auction sponsors who gave us items that we auction off, and all the proceeds go toward the charity. I also want to dedicate this year's show to two of our family members who we lost in the past year. Dwayne, my father-in-law, Nicole's dad, and my Aunt Robin. And unfortunately, this is something that obviously touches all of us, and it's not easy for us to do it because it seems to be a constant conversation in our household, unfortunately. But if some good can come of this and we could raise awareness and raise money to help with research, that's what we're going to do. So thank you for watching, everyone, and I really want to thank all of our sponsors this year who helped in some way, either with auctions or donations. Let's thank them now. A big thank you to Powermatic, Type Bond, Bow Shield, Fuji Spray, Bell Forest Products, Hedgehog, Brusso Hardware, Woodpeckers, MLCS, Ox, Rockler, and Woodcraft of Colorado Springs.